Hey, is that folk music that you play there? What is that? How do you call that folk music?
I think it was Studs Terkel who asked Big Bill Brunzi, did he consider his blues music to be folk music? And Big Bill says, well, never heard no horse.
Don't hesitate. It could be your ticket to a new tomorrow.
If you want to catch you a Jersey girl, boys, let me tell you the trick to winning 'em. You'll find them at night, all tucked in tight, in a box called a condominium. Don't woo them with flowers and chocolate, boys. They'll flip their hair and scoff. But I've heard it tell they react quite well to a trinket from fortune off. So it's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. It's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. There's the sweet Colleen from the Morristown Green and the mall at Quaker Bridge. And the young Colette from the horsey set in the hills of Basking Ridge. You'll find them at night in the girly salon with plastic sheets up to their necks. So their hair will look right for a glorious night at the 20-screen multiplex. So it's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. You sound great. Hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. Now those Jersey girls are slimy boys. They'll make us out as fools. For they learn their tricks from two Livingston chicks who wrote a paperback called The Rules. Get you down to the Romance Emporium, boys, and show her that you love her by leaning hard on your MasterCard, Visa, Amex, and Discover. It's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. It's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. But those Jersey girls are slimy boys. They'll make us out as fools. They'll hug and kiss and squeeze you, boys. That is, unless you muss their hair. So from the Vince Lombardi service stop to the Wildwood Tilt-A-Whirl, let's raise a glass to the glorious lass that they call the Jersey girls. Now it's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. It's hey ho hocus, here's to the Jersey girls. Arr, arr, matey. Arr. Thank you.
Yar.
Yar, yar. I just read an online review of my CD that said, where the reviewer said, every time he hears that song, he thinks of the dock workers in Newark singing it as they unload the trucks in Port Newark. So it's quite a visual.
The only thing you're going to get out of me from now on is yar.
Well, you do it very well.
The show is horses sing none of it. My name is...
Sure, we can keep this up.
But what is my name after all? I'm so grogged up. I can't remember. Welcome to the show, Scott Sheldon.
Thank you, matey.
Arr.
Would you like to hear another song? Is that where we're going with this? I take that as a yes. My name is Frodo, but then you knew that. Hell, there's Hobbit books in every dorm from Pepperdine to Yale. I'll bet you smoked some dope. Then you read one. Now you've come to Frodo Baggins to hear my side of the tale. Have you no mercy? After the crap that Tolkien said, one ring to rule them all. I'd like to wring his neck instead, but I will tell the tale. Since every one of them is dead, those 9 brave riders out to fight the old Dark Lord of Mordor. 13 after Yule, in the Shire. It's day's end at the bag end, and we're all half in the bag. Then in walks Gandalf, that hack magician. But for once he hasn't come to drink, instead he's come to nag. There's this Dark Lord, he says, who wants this ring that's in your room, and all you've got to do is melt it in the Mount of Doom. Well, the Mount of what? I says. But before I can resume, I'm leading 9 brave riders toward the old Dark Lord of Mordor. Let's see. There was Merry, and Sam and Pippin. With those chia pets beside me, I was rightfully afraid. With pals like Boromir, Gandalf, and Gimli. Is it really any wonder that none of us got laid? But we packed our bags and headed out to Minas Tirith. Met the Gollum, who talked like Yoda with a lisp. Went through 2-door and 4-door. I thought hatchback might be next. We 9 brave riders out to fight the old Dark Lord of Mordor. Saw the castle I'd seen bigger. We stormed the gates of Mordor, and we beat that creep Sauron. Now I've had my say. If you want details, then shell out your $14.95 at Amazon.com. And what am I now? A 2-foot troll with thinning hair. Gave up my magic ring, though I doubt anyone would care. But back in Middle-earth, I was one of them, I swear. Those 9 brave riders out to fight the old Dark Lord of Mordor. Those 9 brave riders out to fight the old Mardurian Lord.
Yay!
Ralph, have we got you started again? Are you off to something new?
Aye. That is a great song, Scott.
Thank you, Ralph.
I like that. Explicate.
That actually is a parody of a song by James Keelahan that was recorded by James and also by Cry, 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 the Richard Shindell Dar Williams group. And it is a dead serious song about a group of people who died in a forest fire. And the only one left surviving is lying on a hospital bed. His chart at the bottom of the bed says that his name is Dodge. And he's lamenting about how guilty and depressed he feels as he lays dying in this bed because all his friends died. I thought, here's a song that needs a parody. The name of the song is 13 Crosses High Above the Cold Missouri Water. And I thought, well, now what might rhyme with cold Missouri water? Dark Lord of Mordor. It's just a natural. Although that song has gotten a lot of play on the Dr. Demento show and other places, and people around here seem to know it right well. So I'm hoping now for a second parody of the song, something along the lines of the old X-Files of Muldor. But I need to work that X-File angle a little bit. Hey, happy Thanksgiving. Hey, Thanksgiving, guys, coming up in just a couple of days. I guess it will be gone by the time we see this on the air. It is I think, a kind of a
Maybe in
wonderful
time
but
for
wild
next
holiday.
year. Maybe
Maybe
it'll be in
so.
time for next year.
Maybe this will be the annual Thanksgiving turkey show. It's bizarre. I open up the newspaper today and I see pre-Thanksgiving sales. I'm thinking, what exactly are we commemorating here? The days leading up to Thanksgiving, but they're merchandising right and left. And as I was driving here, I actually heard this on the radio, car radio. It said, "We know that Thanksgiving is a stressful season. We know that your time is short. Consider doing something for yourself this season. Botox, botulinum bovine toxin for the holidays." This was for real.
I heard this ad on the radio today. The very same thing you're describing. It just blew my mind.
They're pushing it. In fact, I've used it. And I like the product very well. But I'm getting together with my family. I hope you guys are also. And actually have a nice, serious family song I'd like to do.
By all means.
It is in that key. It was at the '64 World's Fair that I misplaced my dad. We were outside Futurama when I let go of his hand. I was so surprised he was not there that I did not call, and I barely cried. And I miss him that same way tonight across the Great Divide. He could sell ice cubes to Eskimos, but Eskimos were scarce. So we never had much money, but I swear we never cared. And he'd ask me, "How's your Stugan, kid?" Which always left me mystified. I wonder how his Stugan is across the Great Divide. The Great Divide, the Great Divide. And I wonder how's your Stugan, Dad, across the Great Divide. I have a picture of my dad at some backyard barbecue. He's doing that same old duck walk joke. He's probably had a few. But all his friends are smiling there. And he looks so young and so satisfied. Bet he's telling that same duck joke now across the Great Divide. The Great Divide, the Great Divide. And I wonder how's your Stugan, Dad, across the Great Divide. He smoked cigars that smelled like hell. He did not watch his weight. He never cared for exercise. That was stuff for Jack LaLanne. But no father had a bigger heart, so filled with love and with joy and pride. And it took him through age 62 when he crossed the Great Divide. The Great Divide, the Great Divide. And I wonder how's your Stuttgart dad across the great divide, across the great divide. Thank you, guys.
Excellent. Am I the only one? Tell me, audience, am I the only one who's wondering what a Stugan is?
No, I'm wondering what a Stuttgart is.
Oh, you still don't know?
I honestly don't know. It was a real life saying. How's your Stugan? And I figured it was Yiddish, but no Yiddish speaker is telling me what it means. If it's a kind of a corruption of German, there's a word in German, Schulgen, which is schooling. So maybe when I was a kid, he was saying, how's school going? Why he couldn't have asked me that, I don't know, since of course I never had an answer, since I didn't know what Stugan meant. But yeah, if anybody in the general audience wants to write into Ralph and tell him what Stugan means, I would love to know.
Or they can address an email directly to Scott Sheldon at this address, scott@sanctuaryconcerts.org, which we should talk about also. But before we get to that, so obviously you never got a chance to ask your dad what this saying meant.
I just don't know. And the people who I've asked in the family since then have said it was just a word to throw into conversation.
What a character.
I guess. I don't have words like that that mean nothing that I throw into conversation. Although "arr" is kind of in that category, I guess.
Arr, arr.
How's your "arr"? Would have worked out also, I suppose. Yes, if the rules of Cablecast allow it, I will mention Sanctuary Concerts, which is...
Yes, describe exactly what it is, and at the end of the show, we will show Scott's website.
True.
And does that have a link to Sanctuary Concerts,
It
or
does.
it's the same?
It does indeed. Sanctuary Concerts is a twice-a-month folk music concert series that runs in a 250-seat church sanctuary in Berkeley Heights, which is in the Summit, Plainfield area, near the Warren border. And we've had some great shows. We just finished Richard Schindel.
Right.
We have Tom Rush, we have Cheryl Wheeler,
Yow.
the Bobs,
Yow.
Christine Lavin.
Yow.
You can keep yowing. I'm proud of the series, and we're finishing this year's series with Melanie,
Yeah.
who did a great show. Her mom just died this week, unfortunately. She's still got that brand new set of roller skates, and I hope she's found that key by now. So that's Sanctuary Concerts, and it is sanctuaryconcerts.org. So I'm glad that cable TV allows me to make that particular reference. How many of the 7 dirty words are you allowed to use, by the way, on cable? I mean, HBO and all those cable companies tend to go pretty far.
We feel it's in our best interest to avoid any controversial words that might get us in trouble with somebody.
Okay. Then you'll like this song. It's all been done before. It's all been done before. You might be best, you might be worst. Make the bedpost shake and the pillows burst. But I guarantee you're not the first. It's all been done before. May I explain? Even though it's all in Latin, the Bible's full of hot begattin'. Did they get freaky? I'd Gewalt. That's why they all got turned to salt. In couples, groups, and all alone, they did those things that weren't condoned. Then on Yom Kippur, they all atoned. It's all been done before. It's all been done before. It's all been done before. You might be best, you might be worst. Make the bedpost shake and the pillows burst, but I guarantee you're not the first. It's all been done before. In ancient Greece, we now have found they turned the ways of love around as stoically as they knew how. They looked at love from both sides now. Hey, what's Plato doing to Socrates? Gee, I don't know, it's Greek to me.
Oh.
It's the Socratic method. See, it's all been done before. It's all been done before. It's all been done before. I might be best, man, you might be worst. Make the bedpost shake and the pillows burst, but I guarantee you're not the first. It's all been done before. Now, spare the child and spoil the rod. Not if you're the Marquis de Sade. You would not say he was a saint. Oh, but he learned a great deal of restraint. Oh, and being French, he liked to kiss in that special way that Frenchmen kiss. Why do you think they talk like this? It's all been done before. It's all been done before. Arr! It's all been done before. You might be best. You might be worst. Make the bedpost shake and the pillows burst. But I guarantee you're not the first. It's all been done before. Even kings and queens and those on top, they all do the horizontal bop. The priests and the Illuminati often ponder, who's your daddy? So darling, strictly entre nous, might I do the voulez-vous with you? Though it's been done 1,000,000 times before. Come on, darling, let's just do a little more.
Hoo-ha!
I don't think we broke any rules there.
No, I don't think so. But that's, of course, because you wrote that song tongue-in-cheek, probably.
Can we use those words? Oh, yeah. Yes. Tongue-in-cheek indeed. Do we?
We have time. It's about... My mind is spinning along with my stopwatch. 22 minutes have passed out of 28, so we have 6 minutes left.
Well, let's not waste them. Let's use them as well as we can. If that one
Take it
didn't
away,
get us thrown
Mr.
off the
Sheldon.
air, maybe, maybe like something like this. Okay, yeah. Sandy's ready to faint. Okay. She was looking even better than the first time that I met her, and she wore that fuzzy sweater I adored. 'Cause it revealed the cantilever that had put me in a fever when I'd seen her just a week or so before. So I put my whiskey down and I maneuvered through the crowd until that angel on a cloud came into view. And that's when I said, how you doing there, you? See, I'm the kind of fellow who forgets his cerebellum when his pesky genitellum get involved. When my cock starts to doodle, I can never use my noodle, and the lines I thought were shrewd'll just dissolve. I took plenty of abuse until my buddy introduced me to a method to improve my memory. He said this thing they call mnemonics could defeat my anatomics and make testosterone ebonics go away. He said, look over there, her name is Angie. Like that song the Stones sang back in '69. Just think about the Stones when you see Angie. Angie Stone, Stone's Angie. Easy, now you try. So I thought hard about the Stones, and I remembered Brian Jones said he took home a different groupie every night. Which made me think, of course, of Wilt and all the notches on his belt. Man, that guy couldn't keep his still tucked out of sight. No, some song from '69. Ooh, 69. No, that's not right. 69, Nixon was president, that jerk. Oh, and then old Nixon got dethroned way back when Congress had some Stones. Stones, Angie Stones. It really worked. I was on fire. Madonna, she's like a virgin. Hello, Mary Lou, think goodbye, heart. And Lolita, well, that name I remembered. But then came the name that blew my game apart. She was called Scheherazade, which of course rhymes with facade. So I thought, get out the rod, Scheherazade. But then all those thoughts of spanking made me think of hanky-pankin'. The mnemonics I was banking on were gone. Well, just then my intuition said it was something about fishing. So I said, Miss, would you like to see my rod? Well, she got all histrionic, put her boot in my colonic, and mnemonics made me lose Scheherazade. So when folks ask me now, I tell them, never mind your cerebellum, you can trust your genitellum to know best. I'll tell you how I know, but I forget the rest. Well, it's a good thing you locked that door, Sam. But that is just as risque, I think, as we get.
That seems like the song produced by some kind of a twisted.
Hey, I resemble that remark. Oh, see, Ralph, I know you're married. It's the single guys like us who produce that kind of song. Instead of the easygoing songs that you write about indoor toilets and stuff like that.
Well, we are so thrilled to have you as our guest, Scott.
Thank you, Ralph.
The time is drawing to a close here as my mind is reeling in the unfathomableness of it.
I try to aspire to unfathomableness.
Oh, thank you, Sandy. We should show Scott's recording called Tickle.
Yeah, all these songs are on Tickle. It was produced by Andy and Denise, who I think have been on your show.
Yes, they have.
Did a great job of it.
Yeah.
It's gotten all kinds of great stuff happening to it, which any musician will certainly reel off, so I will spare you. But I'm very proud of it. Called Tickle, you can find it on Amazon. Target stores have it as one of their featured items, of all things. Laugh.com.
Check Scott's website or email.
Good idea.
And we worked something out. So take it away, Scott.
Yeah,
Thanks-
let's do
thanks
something
for
together,
doing
Ralph. And please, no R's in this one.
Arr.
I'll get it started, and it is in D. I hope you'll join in on harmonica. It is a little love song to New York City.
this. Beautiful ditty.
Tonight